met the highest safety standards and can help protect us. Visit getvaccineanswers.org for all the latest information on the COVID-19 vaccines. That's getvaccineanswers.org. Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. It's up to you. A message brought to you by the Ad Council and the CDC.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this?
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Holding on slow!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Snowman in the Morning.
Oh, yeah.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Dwight Clark!
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor. Do you believe it?
Yeah, I had to bring that back because I'm dealing with Cowboy fans again. That's why I titled this segment the way I titled it. It's called 49er Psychology. And you know what the 49er Psychology is? We're getting off the bus running the football. Period. Just ask the Los Angeles Rams. Twice.
They better. Dare that team to actually be who they really are. Yeah, they better run. They better hop off the bus
and
ready
run
to
it
smash
down
and
their
run.
throats.
Mm-hmm.
And run it down their throat. Why? I know I've asked this question so many times over, and I'm going to ask it again. Why do so many people doubt this running game of San Francisco? No, let me change that question. Why do so many people doubt this damn team? Especially going into Sunday in Los Angeles where they control their own destiny.
Do you even have to ask that question?
Yes, I do, because we both have given legitimate answers. We both have backed up our answers with facts. But who are we playing Sunday?
No, yeah, you're playing the fan base, the NFL fan base that gives you the most excuses of all time. And the answer to that question with most uninformed people would be, well, he wears number 10. Mm-hmm. And to your running game disrespect question, the answer is you don't have a big time name in the backfield. Who the heck is Elijah Mitchell? I mean, that's how they think. You know, it's forget production. It's name value. You know, Garoppolo doesn't give you 5,000 yards a year, or at least 4,500. So he's whack. And in the backfield, it's not Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, or Jonathan Taylor. So we don't even have to consider ourselves having a threat in the backfield because we don't know who this rookie is. And the guy who normally carries the rock, Raheem Mostert, he's out for the year. So you have that type of disrespect going all around when it comes to the 49ers. The problem, though, is when you do sell certain parts short, you normally do two things. One, of course, you wake up a sleeping giant. And two, you normally ignore other good aspects of the team, like, say, I don't know, Nick Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like George Kittle. I mean,
I don't know, like Brandon Ayuk.
Right.
Like Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, and none of those we just named are slouches. None of them.
Especially
you can put them
lately.
on any NFL team, and they can contribute too, just like they do on the 49ers.
Especially lately with Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, that dude has stepped up majorly.
And people called him a bust. They were trying to label Brandon Ayuk a bust.
Well, it goes again back to, you have these wide receivers, like Jamar Chase this year and Justin Jefferson last year. They're supposed to produce straight out of college. Well, not all wide receivers have the opportunity to have the targets that Justin Jefferson had last year and Jamar Chase has this year. Brandon Ayuk did not have that opportunity last year. He was growing into his role. Like you said, he was playing special teams last year just to get a feel and a sense of what to do, and started this year that way too. And he integrated himself into the starting lineup, and look at him now. He's the highest producing wide receiver from the second half of the season on to now for the 49ers. And he has been a welcomed addition on the other side to Deebo Samuel. And in fact, he has made Deebo Samuel even more dynamic when he does line up wide.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the best
Ayuk is not a bust at all.
Nope. They just had to figure out a way to use him because last year, Ayuk was getting Deebo Samuel's catches when Samuel was out.
Right.
So they had to figure out a way to incorporate him into the lineup. Mm-hmm. And maybe you can answer this for me, sir, because I threw a name out there yesterday. Who did I compare Brandon Ayuk to?
I'm struggling. I'm struggling hard to think. Oh yeah, I see Scarlet. I see Gold. I see this number 8, and then there's a 2. Yes, John Taylor.
John Taylor,
who took the same route.
Mm-hmm. Niners drafted him. They had to figure out a way to use him because when he was drafted, Dwight Clark was still their main receiver, even though Jerry Rice was on the team. Freddie Solomon had retired. Mike Wilson was still there. And there's a 49er name that's been slept on. Mike Wilson played with the Niners from 81 to 91, 3 Super Bowls, 16, 19, and he won all 4. I beg your pardon. 16, 19, 23, and 24. There's a name that's been slept on. There's a name that's been slept on.
That's a name been totally forgotten.
Yeah. And George Kittle honors him by wearing his number, 85. Mm-hmm. But John Taylor was a punt returner.
Yeah. Out
of Delaware State. Bill Walsh said, "You're going to return punts, and we're going to figure out a way to get you in this offense."
And I think Kyle said the same thing to Brandon. Mm-hmm. It's like, you got skills. We didn't draft you in the first round last year just to say we just drafted a wide receiver in the first round last year. No, we're going to put you to use somehow. We just don't know how to do it yet. Mm-hmm. And it took them a full year, and they understood what they had the first year.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, so we possibly can insert him into the regular lineup. And he could be number 2 if necessary.
Yeah.
And this year, Kyle saw that the running game was going to probably need to be tweaked a bit, so he decided to put a wrinkle in the running game. And involved Ayuk in the running game with doing reverses. Mm-hmm. So that was a way to get him into the game, and then you saw that. And then you saw the confidence build within him. And then when it was funny because it was the same time when Shanahan decided to say, something, we're going to take this big body number 19 and we're going to line him up behind the quarterback.
Yep.
And we're actually going to give him carries. When they did that,
genius.
Guess who Garoppolo was going to? And at the same time, Shanahan made a conscious decision to have Samuel take handoffs from the quarterback every now and then. Ayuk started to just blossom to the point where I think you said he had like 100-yard games.
Yes.
In a good stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So, bust? I don't think so.
And he caught 5 on Sunday, I think, for 97. I'll have to look those numbers up. But matter of fact, you know what really sealed it for Brandon Ayuk? His game winner in Cincinnati.
Well, that's one, and I knew he was coming then. Because I was like, I keep seeing Ayuk making these plays, but I don't know if they're going to commit to him being a wide receiver opposite Deebo Samuel yet. And then that touchdown catch happened in Cincinnati, and I was like, I think that has cemented it. That does it right there.
Ayuk
So you sleep
Samuel.
on this team. You sleep on this team. You play them for stupid. You will walk home a loser. And
the Cowboys are going to lose.
Fan better stop. The Cowboys fan better wise up, and they better wise up hard.
And they're not. No,
they're not. Because they have to understand something. The 49ers are not the Eagles. They're not the Washington football team. They are not Washington. They're not New York. They're not the Giants. You ran roughshod over them. Half of your wins came in the division. So you claim that you're this juggernaut division, a juggernaut team, yet your record outside of the division is 6-5.
6-5. 6-5.
How elite are you? So no.
Meanwhile, you got a 49ers team that at 3-5, everyone left for dead.
Okay, especially after the first Seahawks game. They most certainly
left them for dead at 3-5 after the egg they laid against Arizona at home, who was minus Kyler Murray. Everyone, except me, left them for dead. The Trey Lance chants, the Trey Lance memes on social media. Everybody asking me.
Probably fire Shanahan chants too.
Fire Shanahan also. Is it time for the 49ers to clean house? And I frankly said no. I said they're going to find their footing and they're going to get into the playoffs. And people thought I was nuts.
And just like the Steelers, that's just like what the 49ers did.
People thought I was absolutely crazy saying, how are the 49ers going to get to the playoffs? I hope you got your question answered. I hope you got your question answered.
And that's how they should have gotten the playoffs.
Yep.
Rugged defense from the line, because they're one of the teams that they don't have to get good quarterback pressure
right
by blitzing. They can do it. They just choose not to do it most often because you got a stud like Nick Bosa that can get behind the line almost half the snaps he takes. That says something right there. So when you can get quarterback pressure from the defensive line, you can, just with that, you can cover a multitude of faults that a team may have defensively.
Like and them being minus Javon Kinlaw
right.
with a season-ending injury.
Yes.
I was so afraid when they lost Kinlaw, but Arden Key has stepped up, DJ Jones has stepped up, and we're also minus D Ford. We're also minus D Ford.
Yeah, you have not really felt the hardcore loss of the linebackers, and you haven't felt D Ford is a huge presence. Good run stopper, a good secondary pass rusher. You miss that presence. You do miss that presence, but you don't miss it nearly as much, which that is a testament to that defense.
A testament to the team for everyone coming together. Y'all hear that? Coming together.
And the Achilles heel supposedly is the secondary. And yeah, you can make strides against secondary. You can make strides against any secondary. I mean, heck, hey, the opposition, Trayvon Diggs, 11 interceptions. Bravo. But guess what? He's given up 1,000 yards this year too.
Exactly.
So
I'm not afraid. I'm not worried. We're going to go into Dallas, and I'm letting one of my predictions out early, but you already know how I feel. We're going to go into Dallas and sock them in the jaw. Period.
Win or lose, they're going to do that because that's just who they are. That's just who they are. Now, in my opinion, I just don't believe the Cowboys are up to wanting to be dragged into a fight or dragged into a physical match. I really don't believe it.
They're going to lean on Prescott.
Yeah.
They're going to lean on Prescott to get him through instead of their best weapon in Ezekiel Elliott. And Ezekiel Elliott's not going to run against that defense. They're going to try Ezekiel Elliott for the first quarter to see if they can poke some holes in that front four and get to the secondary. And mind you, Dre Greenlaw is back. And Dre Greenlaw played huge on Sunday.
And this is no. Yeah.
And Trisha Bray Smith says lies. Okay, Trisha, you want to put a food bet on it? The 49ers are going to go into Dallas and sock them in the jaw. Period.
Yeah, win or lose, they definitely are. That's
win or lose, they're going to go to Dallas and they're going to drag the Cowboys into a fight. The question's going to be how the Cowboys will respond. We got to go to a break, but we got some NBA chatter coming up, and we're going back to a subject that we talked about earlier. It involves the Lakers, and it involves who the best team